Hello friends, this is Rashmi Singh and welcome to my channel Unraveling Science. Today's topic is Improvement in Food Resources, Class 9, Chapter 12. All living organisms need food for health, growth and development. Food provides nutrients like carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins and minerals. Both plants and animals are major source of food. India has a high population of more than 1 billion and still growing. To feed this growing population, we need more than a quarter of a billion tons of grains per year. This can be done by farming on more land, but India is already intensively cultivated, hence it is necessary to increase the efficiency of production for both crops and livestock. Green Revolution. Green Revolution is a program introduced in many countries to increase food production by use of modern technology, proper irrigation, improved seeds, etc. White Revolution. White Revolution is the program in India to increase production of milk. This program made India self-sufficient in production of milk. Improvement in crop yields. Types of crops. First is cereals. They include crops like wheat, rice, maize, barley, etc. They provide us carbohydrates. You can see the examples here. Seeds. Not all seeds of the plant are edible like seeds of apple or cherries. Edible seeds include cereals, pulses, oil seeds and nuts. They provide us fats. Third is pulses. They include legumes such as gram, pea, black gram, green gram, lentils. They provide us proteins. Fourth is vegetables, fruits and spices. They provide us with vitamins and minerals. Crop season. Different crops require different conditions like temperature, moisture, etc. and different photoperiods, which is duration of sunlight for their growth and completing life cycle. The two types of crop seasons are first Kharif season. These crops grow during rainy season from June to October. Example is black grams, green grams, pigeon pea, rice, paddy, soya bean, etc. Next is Rabi season. Rabi season, these crops grow during November to April. They are known as winter crops. Example wheat, gram, peas, mustard, linseed, etc. Activities which enhance the crop yields are crop variety improvement, crop production improvement, crop protection improvement. Crop variety improvement. In this approach, crops are selected on the basis of their characteristics. For instance, how well they can respond to fertilizers, can they produce high yield, how they resist diseases, and so on. Different methods of crop variety improvement. Hybridization. In this process, genetically different plants are crossbred. They are of three types. First is intervarietal, which is the cross between two varieties of the plants. Second is interspecific, cross between two species belonging to the same genus. Third is intergeneric, cross between species of different genus. Introduction of genes. A gene that provide the desirable characteristic to the crops are introduced in this process. As a result, we obtain genetically modified crops. Factors on which the crop yield generally depends are the seed used by the farmers. The seed that are of simple varieties are preferable in this case. Climate or weather conditions. Crops that can sustain diverse climatic conditions are preferable. The duality of the soil. Crops that can survive in highly saline soil are preferable here. Availability of water. Crops should be grown as per the availability of water in the region. Need to perform crop variety improvement. It is needed to increase the productivity of crops per acre, to improve the quality of crops, which is quality of crop products vary from crop to crop. Crop production reduces due to biotic and abiotic factors. Varieties resistance to these factors can improve crop production. Wider adaptability. Crops which can grow in different conditions will help in setting higher production. Desired agronomic traits. Crops which contain desired economic traits like height, branching, leaf sets, high productions. Crop production improvement. It involves different practices carried out by the farmers to achieve higher standards of crop production. These practices are nutrient management and irrigation. Cropping patterns. First, nutrient management. Like other organisms, plants also require some elements for the growth. These elements are called nutrients. So you can say, see here, air has carbon and oxygen, water has hydrogen, oxygen, soil has macronutrients and micronutrients here. So macronutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, etc. and micronutrients like iron. Manure and fertilizers. To increase the yield, the soil can be enriched by supplying nutrients in the form of manure and fertilizers. Manure, it is a source of organic matter. It supplies small quantities of nutrients to the soil. It is prepared by the decomposition of animal excreta and plant waste. Varieties form of manures. Compost. Various forms of manures are compost. First, the process in which the animal excreta like cow dung, kitchen waste, plant remains, food waste, sewage waste, etc. are decomposed in pits is known as composting. Next is vermicompost. This compost is prepared by using earthworm to hasten the process of decomposition of plants and animal. Refuse is called vermicompost. Third is green manure. Some plants like sun, hemp and guar etc. are grown and after some time mulched by plowing in the field. These green plants turn into green manures. They are rich in nitrogen and phosphorus. Fertilizers. Fertilizers are prepared in the factories. They are made up of chemical substances. They have large amount of nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Fertilizers are easily absorbed by the plant since they are soluble in water. It is costly. Difference between manures and fertilizers. Manures are organic substances. Fertilizers are inorganic substances. Manures are made up of natural substances, which is decomposition of plant and animal waste. They are made up of chemical substances. Manures have less amount of nutrients. Fertilizers have large amount of nutrients. Manures are cheap and prepared in rural homes or fields. Fertilizers are costly and prepared in factories. Manures are slowly absorbed by the plant since they are insoluble in water. Fertilizers are easily absorbed by the plant since they are soluble in water. It is difficult to store and transport manures, but the storage of fertilizer and transportation is easy. Second is irrigation. The process of supplying water to the crop plant is called irrigation. Methods of irrigation. First is wells. There are of two types of wells. One is dug well In this well, water is collected by bullock-operated devices or by pumps. Other is tube wells. It makes very deep underground water available for irrigation. Motor pump is used to lift water. Next is canal. They get water from large rivers. Third is river lift system. In this system, water is directly taken from the river through pumps. This system is used for irrigation in areas close to river. Fourth is tanks. These are small storage reservoirs. Rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting is an accumulation of water in tanks for later use. This also prevents soil erosion. Third, crop patterns. Different patterns are used to maximize the production from crop field. These patterns are mixed cropping, intercropping, and crop rotation. Mixed cropping. Growing two or more than two crops together on the same piece of land is called mixed cropping. Example is wheat, gram, wheaten gram, wheaten mustard, groundnut, and sunflower. Next is intercropping. Two or more crops are grown on the same field in a defined pattern, few rows of one followed by few rows of the other. Examples are soya bean plus maize, finger millets, bajra or cowpea, lobia. Third is crop rotation. It is a policy of growing different crops one after the other on the same field. If some crops is grown again and again on the same field, same nutrients are extracted from the soil every time. So we should choose different crops so that all nutrients of the soil are used. Advantages of crop rotation. First is soil fertility is maintained. Second, it controls pests and weeds. Third, several crops are grown in succession with only one soil preparation. Crop protection improvement. To protect crops against diseases caused by organisms and other harmful factors is called crop protection. Methods to control the problem are pest control during growth, storage of grains. Pest control. Pest is any destructive organism which can destroy or harm crops or products obtained from them. Types of pest. First is weeds. Sometimes along with the crop, some other plants also grow up which are not needed, and these are called weeds. They can affect the crop as they utilizes the nutrients from the soil that are meant to be used by the crops. Methods of weed control. The most effective method to remove weed is mechanical removal. Prevention methods such as proper seedbed preparation, finely sowing of crops, intercropping and crop rotations are also helpful here. Next is insects. Generally, insects pests attack the plant in three ways. First, they cut the root, stem and leaf. They suck the cell sap from the various parts of the plant. And they bore into the stem and fruit and thus affect the health of crop and reduce yields. Prevention measures against insect pests are use of disease resistance varieties, growing two or more crops simultaneously on the same field. Summer plowing. In this method, fields are plowed deep in summer to destroy both pests as well as weeds. Storage of grains. For getting seasonal food throughout the year, they are stored in safe storage, but during storage of grains, they can be destroyed and wasted by various means. Grains can be destroyed due to living organisms like insects, birds, mites, bacteria, fungi, etc. Due to non-living factors such as moisture, inappropriate temperature, etc. These factors affect quality degradation loss in weight, change in color, poor germinability. Organic farming. Use of fertilizers and pesticides has its own disadvantages as they cause pollution, damage soil fertility in long run. Grains, fruits, vegetables thus obtained may contain harmful chemicals in small amount. Organic farming is the farming with no or very little use of chemicals like fertilizers and pesticides. Ways to protect food grains before they are stored for future use. First is the food grain should be properly dried in the sun. Proper hygiene should be maintained. Grain must not contain insects. Go down should be cleaned well. Any cracks in the wall, roof or floor should be sealed completely. Go downs and stores should be properly fumigated. Seeds should be treated with insecticides and fungicides. Clean and dried grains should be stored in gummy bags and other proper bags. Animal husbandry. Animal husbandry is a specific field that deals with the raising of livestock in controlled selective environment by providing them with the right care so that they can stay healthy and disease free. It includes the following kind of farming. First is cattle farming. The purpose of cattle farming includes getting milk, plowing fields, and bullock cart for transportation. Milch animals, they are the milk producing female cattle. Draught animals, those animals which do not produce milk are used for agriculture and other works. Lactation period. The period of milk production between birth of a young one and the next pregnancy is called lactation period. Care of cattle. Milk production can be enhanced by increasing the lactation period in the cattle. Cross-breeding of foreign and local breeds can provide cattle with quality of increased lactation periods and resistance to diseases. Shelters of the cattle should be kept neat and clean. It should be covered in order to protect them from harsh weathers. Food requirements of dairy animals. The food requirements of dairy animals are of two types. Maintenance requirement. It is the food required to support the animal to live a healthy life. Milk producing requirements. It is the type of food required during the lactation period. Animal feeds includes roughage, which is largely fiber, concentrates which are low in fiber and contain relatively high levels of proteins and other nutrients, protecting the cattle from diseases. Disease can lead to the reduction in the production of milk and even the death of the cattle. Mainly parasites can affect the health of the cattle. These parasites can be found in the animal or they may have attacked them externally. The internal parasite damage liver and stomach of the animal like worms and flukes. The external parasite cause skin diseases in cattle. Even bacteria and viruses cause diseases in the cattle. Vaccination should be done to prevent diseases. Poultry farming. It is done for eggs and meat. They both provide protection to our diet. Broilers. Birds growing for obtaining meat are called broilers. They can be used after 6 to 8 weeks from the birth. Layers. Birds grown for obtaining eggs are called as layers. They can be used after 20 weeks when they achieve sexual maturity and ready for laying eggs. Most of the broilers and layers are crossbreed. Breeding is done to enhance the following properties like more and better quality chicks. Low maintenance breeding is done to produce dwarf boilers, and feeding cost is the biggest expense in poultry farms. Dwarf boilers needed less food and can reduce cost by 31%, and they can tolerate more heat. Poultry fowl suffers from a number of diseases caused by virus, bacteria, fungi, parasites, as well as from nutritional deficiencies. These necessitate proper cleaning, sanitation, and spraying of disinfectant at regular intervals. Appropriate vaccination can prevent the occurrence of infectious disease and reduce loss of poultry during the outbreak of a disease. Fish production. Fish production is great source of protein to our diet. Fish production is of two types: finned fish production, or true fish production. It includes production of cartilaginous and bony fishes such as pomfret, tuna, bigcod, prawn, rohu, etc. Second is unfinned fish production. It includes production of shellfish such as prawns, mollusks. There are two modes of obtaining fish. Capture fishing. In this, natural living fishes in various water bodies are captured. Culture fishing. Fishing of desired varieties are cultivated in confined areas with utmost care to get maximum yield. This is also called aquaculture. Aquaculture can be done in ocean, rivers, lakes, ponds, etc. When it is done in ocean, it is called mariculture. Marine fishing. Marine fishing are caught using fish net and mechanical capturing techniques. The main source of marine fishes is marine water or salt water. Generally, large number of fishes can be captured at a time through mariculture. Examples are tuna, Bombay duck, prawn, etc. Inland fisheries. Fishes found in lakes, ponds, lagoons, and rivers are captured. The main source of land fisheries is freshwater and brackish water. The yield is not as high in these sources, hence large number of fishes are captured through aquaculture. Examples are silver carp and common carp. Composite fish culture. In composite fish culture, fishes are grown along with the rice crops in paddy fields. In this method, a combination of 5-6 local as well as foreign fishes are grown in a single pond. Such species are selected because they have a different food habits and would not compete for food with each other. Some of them are surface feeders like cutlas, some are middle zone feeders like rohu, while others are bottom feeders like mrigal and common carp. Beekeeping. It is a practice of keeping, caring, and management of honey bees on large scale for obtaining honey and wax. Many farmers use beekeeping for additional small income. Also, there are big farms called apiaries or bee farms. Apiary, the setting up of a number of beehives in a desired location in a systematic manner that allows maximum pollen and nectar collection. Some common Indian varieties of bees include Apis cerana indica, Indian bee, Apis dorsata, rock bee, Apis florae, little bee, Apis mellifera, Italian variety of bee. The advantage of Italian variety mellifera are high honey collection capacity, they reproduce fast, they stink less, they stay in beehive for long. Honey. It is a dense sweet liquid which is used as sugar and also in medicines. Pasturage. It is the availability of flowers to the bees for nectar and pollen collection. Pasturage of flora is a type of crop, flower or other plants from which bee collects nectar and pollens to produce honey. Thanks for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe.